You know, this says the winning begins with the decision to never give up. Welcome back to Standpoint again, guys. And today, as usual, we're going to be encourage you guys, enlighten you, and of course, motivate you. My name is Oyenike.
And I am Adenike. And to do that today, we have a beautiful lady in our midst today. She's also one of the top leaders in our community. She's an engineer, a research scientist, a mother of 3 beautiful kids, a successful digital business owner. It is our pleasure to welcome to our platform Coach Josephine.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies, for having me. It's an absolute pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you for honoring our invite. Please
Mhm.
introduce yourself to our audience.
Okay. So, like you said, my name is Josephine. I've been doing the business for 3 years now. In terms of my background, I currently live in Belgium with my husband and 3 kids. So you might see the youngest of the 3 popping in and out because she's right next to me here. But I have 2 boys and I have 1 girl, and we've been living here in Belgium for all this while. In terms of my education, so like you said, I'm an engineer, I'm an industrial engineer in chemistry, and I'm working as a research scientist as well as being a very, very proud digital business owner on the side. So that's a bit about me.
So,
Wow.
what is a research scientist, an
Okay.
industrial engineer doing
Mhm.
on the online space? Why digital business?
Yeah, I get that question a lot because a lot of people say, but you're made. What are you still doing trying to find extra, revenue? I'm like, yeah, we all have why. So my why was my kids. Like, when I started working, I was very single. And with my work came a lot of travel. So, we help plants troubleshoot when you're having issues with production and processes. So you're quite a lot on the road, okay? And then I met hubby. We settled down and we started having kids. And when you have kids, you don't have that flexibility like you used to have anymore. Okay. So yeah, that also
Yes.
showed up. Like, already when I was on maternity leave over here, I don't know about you guys in US, but over here, maternity leave is just 3 months. Okay. And my very first one was quite small. He needed to catch on his milestones, but at 3 months, I had to leave him to someone I didn't know because that is the system. I needed to go back to work. And already from that get go, with my first son, I already had something like, no, this is not right. It
Mm.
was not. It was not coming from my heart to just let him be with someone else because I had to go to work. So I was
Mm.
already dealing with mom guilt, okay? And then, of course, with the multiple children adding up, with work, of course, they'll like to send you, and then you start giving excuses because, like, maybe the kids have football or the swimming lessons, or it's your turn to pick them up from school. And most of these things came on short notice. Like, something happens, they need someone to jump on it, and then they're looking at you, and I'm like, well, can someone else pick this one? So yes, to them, you say no to your job. But for me, I started working there, I think in 2011. And I've always been doing the odd hours, weekends, even holidays. Sometimes I've been traveling. So for me, I thought it was the time to pass the baton to someone else to take this over. But, they want you. So there's a bit of fiction that started developing. And it kind of like pushed me to where I had to decide what I really wanted. Like, do I want to neglect home and build this career? Or do I cut out hours or maybe even quit for now and then focus on the family? Because for me, kids, we at in this present age we find ourselves in, you only have this, window to kind of like instill in them values that are dear to you. I'm a Christian. I want my kids to have that values growing up. I don't want other people to kind of like instill in them ideologies or philosophies that is not mine. And for that,
Mhm.
you need to make time to be there for the kids. So, I knew the hands on like what was my decision. I want to be there for the family. It was super clear to me, it was a no-brainer.
Mm.
But when I would try to make that move to say I'm cutting down on hours or I'm quitting, then I remember all these things like a mortgage that needs to get paid. People back home are calling you, all the issues that are going on, they need support, bills that need to be paid. And therefore, how are you going to quit your job and then be able to support all that? Okay.
Yeah.
So that was my why. I needed something to kind of like replace that revenue I'm going to lose if I cut down on hours. And I have to say, I was one of those difficult ones because I had this long checklist of things that needed to take for something I'm going to do on the side. So, sometimes I'll get to 9 out of the 10. I'm like, yeah, I didn't do it. No, next. Or maybe the thing I saw didn't resonate with me until I found this right here. So I was actually in the middle of the pandemic. We were all in 2020 that I found this. And, when I saw this, I first said, how is that possible? It looked like too good to be true. And one thing I'm going to say to your viewers right here is that, when we get exposed to something new, because this is typical of us, we all do this. When we get
Yeah.
exposed to something new, most of the time we start to make assumptions about it, thinking we know what it's about, and we form a decision right on the spot without
That's
getting
right.
the facts, without getting
Yes.
the information and all
Mhm.
that. So,
Yeah.
and I saw this online, so I was a bit like, oh, okay, I was a bit skeptical because, I saw stuff that I was like, is this real? Is this possible in this modern day and age?
Yeah.
And, despite the fact that I was skeptical, I didn't stop at that, because my why was so strong. It's been so many years, ladies. I've been walking around with this in my heart, like, I want to change, I want to change, I want to change. So when I saw this, my why was so big that it pushed me out of my skepticism to still want to know more. Okay.
Yes.
And I'm glad I did that, because I saw this, I came in, I got the facts I needed, and I was blown away, literally blown away. And it ticked all my boxes, which was very important to me. It ticked all in terms of flexibility. I have to have some coaching and mentorship because the digital space, I'm a science girl. I'm not a digital person. So I needed that support from the get-go, and especially that, it should work around my schedule. I'm already juggling a lot of stuff. I didn't want something that's going to put more stress on me. So
Yes.
looking at all the information coming in, I was like, okay, that is also ticked. Okay, that is also ticked. And then you start getting excited, like, oh my God, we're finally getting one that is ticking all the boxes. And so when that happened, I was like, thank you, God, like, for answered prayers. And I went all out. And 3 years later, here I am. You guys calling me Coach Josephine. If you had told me this 3 years ago, I would not have believed it. But it's been a journey and an amazing one it is. So yeah, that's a bit about my starting
Wow.
out in my digital business. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That is huge. You take a bold step.
Yeah.
You so we also have like the varieties of people that they are very skeptical, and it's some
Mhm.
people who actually do something. It's a
Yeah.
huge decision as well. So you are
Mhm.
not the only one. We even though I always have it like thinking of, okay, I needed a change, I needed something. But
Yeah.
also it's good that we are taking a look at what we're doing, right? Like, you know,
Mhm.
you have to check on something like, is this what I really want? But I'm so glad, like you said, this business just tick every single box of what you desire. It's really
Mhm.
amazing to have this kind of a business. It's
Yeah.
legit, it's lucrative, it's flexible, it's
Yeah.
automated. It doesn't matter how busy your life is.
Exactly.
So we understand from your experience and everything. We understand that you are very busy. You're super busy before you
Ah,
actually start the
yes.
business. So tell us, are you still working, or are you have reduced your hours? How is this business been taking you ever since you started?
So I'm so happy you asked that because yes, I've been able to reduce my hours thanks to the business. Like
Yeah.
over here, on Wednesdays, the kids close at 12. You bring them in at 8:30 a.m. and at 12 p.m. they are done. So it's
Mm.
practically a few hours they go to school. And back in the day, what my kids unfortunately had to do was after 12, they needed to go to aftercare in school. The earliest I'm getting to them is like around 5 p.m. So they have spent over 5 hours in school. Talk about mom guilt, right? And you get there and you see that look on their face. You're their mom, so they cannot say much. But if they could, that disappointment, that look in their eyes, and I felt terrible, really, sisters. I felt terrible every time I had to put them through that. So that was the very first thing I wanted to change with the business. Like, take Wednesdays off. And be there, like, when other parents are there waiting for the bell to go, I'm there also. And they come in and they see you and they see you already there. They're running to you and they're hugging you and they're telling you how their day has been. It's
Yeah.
absolutely priceless. So I
Yes.
would give anything for that opportunity I have now to be able to bring them and to pick them up. Because imagine you going to work, because dropping them at 8:30 means I'll get to work like around 9:30 earliest without traffic. And then imagine me going to tell my boss that at 11:30, hey, I gotta go because I gotta go pick up my kids. They'll say, excuse you? Everything okay? And now I
That's
don't
so
need to do exactly. But
yeah.
now I'm able to be there for them. And that face, that embrace, that warmth, it really warms my heart to see them so happy. Okay. So this is one of the major things I've been able to achieve. And of course, we all have dreams, we all have aspirations.
Mhm.
And you would say as an engineer, you're quite okay paid, but believe you me, your bills mount up to the income you get in your salary. Believe you me, it's easily said, So if you have extra things you want to do, sometimes it's difficult to find that in a family budget. Okay. Now, doing this 3 years, we've been able to realize a lot of things for the family that we would not be able to do, and also for
That's
the people back home.
mhm.
And it's something also that I'm looking forward to it because, this business can be well done to the kids. So I'm not doing
Yes.
this just for them now in the present. I'm also doing it for their future. So
Mhm.
all these things makes it a no-brainer for me to be here. And like I said, you are allowed to dream here because it's possible, it's reachable, it's
Yeah,
attainable.
that's right.
So yeah,
That's right.
that is what I'm gonna say to you. There's a lot I could talk, but I don't want us to over talk to like tomorrow. So I'll just try and keep my answer short on here. But I would say that if you have a big why and you're looking for something that is going to help you achieve it, viewers, take my word for it. You are in the right place right here. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah.
That's right.
Hmm.
Awesome, awesome. So I have a quote that I had put on my post one of the days. It talks about uh
Mhm.
20 years from today, the only people
Mhm.
that will remember you are your
Mhm.
kids. Yeah, and
Mhm.
that
Exactly.
so well into your story,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
looking at you're a fulfilled woman career wise,
Mhm. Mhm.
but you needed to balance time flexibility,
Yeah.
being a mom, and still be able to be in the life of your kids. Now we have
Exactly.
mothers that are watching, and
Mhm.
they have that guilt. They have that mommy's guilt. They have that
Mhm.
they're skeptical, like you were. You know,
Mhm.
what do you have to tell them? What advice would you give them?
Yeah. So what I will say is this, moms, fellow moms out there. If you feel like you are not giving your kids the best they deserve, because that's how I felt, to be honest. I really felt guilty, like, that I was not giving them what they needed, and I know we all have that. But the thing is, when you don't have a way out, this is where it ends. And this is where you have to just take life as it comes. But there is better out there. You don't need to settle for that. Okay. If you really want to make a change, you can. Listen to my story today. Like I was there, traveling. Sometimes when you travel, it's a week, 2 weeks. You are away from your kids, you're away from your hubby, had to take care of stuff. And, it's not easy. But, now I can be here for them. Now I feel accomplished in my family life with my kids. So you don't need to settle for whatever situation you are in because, you feel this is it. If you lose that job, you have nothing to go on and then you cannot feed them. No, you can still already, even if it's gradual process for you, you can still start this on the side. Start your business on the side. It's something that is super flexible. You can work around your schedule. It's something that you also can do and invest for the kids' future, okay? For your pension, by the way, okay? Now, and also something I'm just gonna chip in here. Like when I started, for me, like I said, it was all about the kids. But I have gained so much from this personally that I cannot even begin to understand. The personal growth that you're going to go through when you start your journey. We are all kind of like trained to be employees in this life we live in. You're going to change your mindset on that. You're going to become a leader for yourself. You're going to be also an inspiration onto others. So it's going to be a ripple effect when you get into this. Okay. And like I said, financial aspect is also going to be good. So you will not have anything blocking you to live the life you want. Okay. But it all starts with something, and that is up to you. You need to decide if this is what you want. Okay. If you want this, then the next step is to take action. Don't just sit there and say, I'm wanting this, I'm wanting this, I'm wanting this, and not making a move. If you want something different in your life, you have to do something different. You cannot do the same thing over and over again and expect a different results. So if you feel if you feel you're at the point where you've had enough, because the moment people mostly change is when they are done tolerating a situation they find themselves in. If you feel right there and you've had enough and you're ready to move on, reach out. Take the first step because you don't have to do this alone. We are all here waiting for you. We know how we've been there. We know how it feels, and we just want you to know better. Okay. So reach out. That is all you need to do. Reach out and the rest will fall in place. Okay. There's it out there. You don't need to settle for less. Okay.
Wonderful.
Guys have heard if you're a mom and you're looking for something flexible, something that will allow you the time freedom to still be in the life of your kids, to be there in their graduation, in their activities and all of that, you are come to the right place. If you are looking for something flexible that you can take with you, like Josephine has said, even when your kids are in their game and you can be doing your business on the side, because guess what? Online, as there's internet right there on your phone, you can be running your business. If you're a busy mom, a busy professional mom, and you need that something that you feel overwhelmed and you need something, a side hustle, this is it for you. You've seen our website. Reach out to either of us and we'll be here to support you, to give you the necessary support that you need.
That's right. Absolutely. Guys, you've hit it. We can talk to tomorrow, but it says you can only take the sip to either sip or us. You can only take them to the ocean. You cannot force them to drink water or take it back. So the ball is in your court, guys. The ball is in your court. This is the right time to hand your time freedom and your financial freedom. This is not just about even money. It's about that quality time you need to spend with your kids. Those kids, they are going so fast. I'm telling you. And you also need to put time for yourself as well. And that it's win-win. It's a win-win, guys. However, if you don't take that bold step, nothing's gonna change. The same thing that happened last year is gonna happen again, and you just keep watching your dream fading away. And at a time and point in life, you just forget all about dreams. And the only struggle you're focusing on is paying the bills, put the food on the table. That's not why we're here, guys. That is not why we're here. Let us step up. It might sound a little like uncomfortable, but that is the reason why it's uncomfortable, because you're about to pursue the biggest thing in your life. You're about to achieve all those dreams, guys. So I wanted to use this medium to say thank you so much for those of you that spent all this time with us. Thank you for staying with us again today. We really do appreciate your love. Don't forget to love, like, and share. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Coach Josephine, for your time. We really do appreciate you. We hope that we have.
Pleasure for mine.
Yes, we hope that somebody has been able to enlighten, motivate, and of course, been inspired today. So, guys, time to step up. Don't grieve for yourself this year, Sha. Okay? Don't grieve for yourself. All right. Until next time we see you again, we start point with Nikkei. You're still blessed. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.